Did you know Los Angeles wildfires have cost investors billions over the past decade? In 2025 alone, insured losses could hit $30 billion. That's right, billions up in smoke. Stick around to see how these blazing disasters are torching investment portfolios. Today, we're diving into a blazing hot topic. LA wildfires and their surprising impact on investors. You might think wildfires are just a problem for homeowners or firefighters. But here's the twist. They're quietly incinerating billions in investment opportunities. From real estate to insurance giants, no one's safe. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore how these disasters are rewriting the rules of the investment game in LA and beyond. So, grab your notepad. This one's going to spark some serious rethinking. Let's get to the core challenge. Wildfires in LA aren't just a seasonal headache anymore. They're more frequent and way more intense. In January 2025, the Palisades and Eaton fires torched over 40,000 acres and destroyed more than 12,000 structures.
Southern California, crews say both the Eaton and Palisades fires are now 100% contained. The fires broke out January 7th during the height of a Santa Ana windstorm.
At least 24 people have died in the Los Angeles fire as two major blazes continue to burn across the city. The LA County Coroner's Office said 8 of the deaths were attributed to the Palisades fire and 16 from the Eaton fire. At least 16 people were missing, and authorities said that number was expected to rise.
Climate change, drought, and decades of fire suppression have turned Southern California into a tinderbox. And here's where investors feel the heat. Property values and insurance costs are caught in the flames.
These wildfires could be one of the most expensive natural disasters in U.S. history, a state facing an insurance crisis that has already left thousands of Californians struggling to find and keep affordable homeowners insurance. ABC's Christian Cordero in Pacific Palisades.
California residents are facing a potential insurance crisis over the wildfires. Damage is already estimated in the hundreds of billions, and it comes after at least 10 major insurance left or reduced coverage in the state. Now California's insurance commissioner has issued a 1-year moratorium on insurance cancellations in fire areas. Picture
this. LA's home to some of the priciest real estate in the U.S., with median prices in fire-ravaged spots like Pacific Palisades around $2 million. But when neighborhoods burn, those values crash overnight. Insurance? It's a mess. Premiums are doubling in high-risk zones, and major insurers are bailing out entirely. This isn't just a homeowner problem. It's a massive ripple effect shaking up investment strategies everywhere. So, how are investors getting burned? Let's break it down.
Let's talk about what's going to happen to property taxes if your home is significantly damaged or destroyed. I spoke earlier with LA County Tax Assessor Jeff Prang. Here's what he said. Talking about property in this case, he's talking about the structure, your home, your garage, any other outlying structures that are there. He's not talking about the underlying land underneath. What happens with that?
Unfortunately, this reduction doesn't apply to the land, but it will affect your property. We're going to be doing this proactively, but I also want to encourage everybody to file the misfortune and calamity form online. You will still have your free your pre-damage Prop 13 protection. So your tax base will be restored to what it was before the fire, and you can build up to 120% of what was there before without reassessment.
First, real estate. If you're banking on LA's luxury market, think Hollywood Hills mansions. Wildfires are a brutal reality check. The 2025 fires left property damage estimates between $28 billion and $53.8 billion in LA County alone. That's not just lost assets, it's a blow to future growth potential. Rebuilding's costly, and buyers are steering clear of fire zones. Next, the insurance market. Insurers took a $20 billion hit from the latest fires, with some forecasts climbing to $30 billion or more. Stocks for companies like Travelers and Allstate plummeted in January 2025 as losses piled up. Reinsurers, those big players backing insurance firms, are already burning through 30% of their 2025 catastrophe budgets. Higher premiums, less coverage, and a tougher market for real estate deals are the result.
In recent years, amid increases in wildfires and floods, 7 of California's top 12 insurance agencies dropped, paused, or limited nearly 3 million policies, including hundreds of thousands in LA.
That forced many consumers onto the California FAIR plan, which is our insurer of last resort.
It's essentially a high-cost, low-coverage plan. Not ideal, but the only option for some.
Finally, the economy. AccuWeather estimates total losses from these fires at $250 billion to $275 billion, lost wages, shuttered businesses, and a stalled recovery. For investors in retail, hospitality, or infrastructure, that's a massive disruption. LA's an economic powerhouse, but wildfires are choking the engine.
Well, I don't think we can know, Kendall, at this point, just how big of an impact it's going to be for the economy, but I do believe it's going to leave a mark. And just so for some perspective, California is a very, very large economy. It's the largest economy in the U.S. It makes up about 14% of the total U.S. economy. In 2023, they generated $3.9 trillion of economic output. It's actually the 5th largest economy in the world. Now, we're starting to see some very early, let's just call them estimates of the economic impact.
Now, here's the jaw dropper. Imagine a group of real estate investors who poured $150 million into a luxury development fund in Pacific Palisades, high-end villas with ocean views, promising double-digit returns. Then, the Palisades fire hit in January 2025. In days, 80% of their properties were reduced to ash. Insurance covered just half the losses, $60 million, because policies had shrunk in fire-prone areas. The rest? A $90 million wipeout, gone in smoke, plus lost rental income and resale value.
The Los Angeles wildfire has ravaged Pacific Palisades' most expensive home, which was featured in the hit series Succession. The $125 million mega mansion, which was once a symbol of luxury and grandeur, this 18-bedroom estate has been devastated by wildfires. Owned by Luminar Technologies CEO Austin Russell, this home was more than just a residence. It was a masterpiece. The mansion was a true Californian dream. But now this dream has turned into a nightmare. The wildfires which swept through Pacific Palisades has destroyed this house.
One investor said, "We thought we were diversified, until the fire proved LA's a single-point failure. That's the shocker. Wildfires don't care about your portfolio. There's a financial wrecking ball. And this story shows just how devastating the fallout can be."
Pacific Palisades, a Los Angeles neighborhood 20 miles west of downtown, is the epicenter of this week's disaster. More than 5,000 homes and structures destroyed. About 20,000 acres razed by the flames. And nearly 40,000 people ordered to flee for their lives.
So, what's the deal, dealmakers? LA wildfires are more than a natural disaster. They're a financial crisis for investors. Property values are crashing in fire zones, insurance costs are out of control, and economic losses could hit $275 billion from the 2025 fires alone. Whether you're in real estate, insurance, or betting on LA's growth, the risks are hotter than ever. The old buy low, sell high game doesn't work when the ground's burning.
It's shocking video showing the absolute devastation in the Pacific Palisades. The footage reveals mile after mile of scorched earth where beautiful homes once existed.
It's time to rethink. Diversify out of risky zones, invest in fire-resistant projects, or push for policies to tame this crisis. Ignore it, and you're just playing with fire.
Hours ago, this house was fine, but it caught fire this morning. The entire house was decimated by flames.
Dramatic footage shows a cliffside home engulfed in towering flames. It's a total loss.
What do you think, dealmakers? Are you still investing in wildfire-prone areas? Or is it time to pivot? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're reading every one. And if you found this deep dive valuable, check out our video on how climate change is shaking up real estate, link below. Subscribe now, and let's keep making smarter deals together.